Yeah, there's something fast flying down the road. Now who you gonna watch? Bash Brothers!
Hey, welcome to the video, everybody. So today, this video is going to be the color changeover for the JATO 3.3. I got the red body in, but I'm gonna go with a blue body that's pretty cool. I got it off of eBay. It fits on a Traxxas Rustler, and it has blue mud, and it's pretty cool looking. And with some slight modifications, you'll see that it'll fit right on there. And so I'm gonna do various things, change the wheel nuts out, custom make a wing for it, bringing in a new sticker set for the JATO, and I'm gonna label it the JATO. Lots of different things you'll see here. We're gonna paint the coil springs, show you what I use for that so that the paint doesn't flake off when it springs. Also, I wanted to just kind of let you know the reason why I'm doing this is because in '92 I got a Traxxas Nitro Hawk, and it was blue, and I loved that thing. I ran it for 5 or 6 years before I ended up selling it to my cousin, and since then I've never had a Nitro, and so it's been 30 years almost since I've had a Nitro, and so I want to make this kind of a tribute car to the Nitro Hawk in a subtle way, and so that's why I'm going with the blue body. I didn't like the blue and orange body that they come with, so that's why I went with the body that I went with, as you'll see. But if you check out the Nitro Hawk here, you can see the color scheme. It's got blue and white, and then like the logo is kind of this red orange into a yellow. And so I'm going to paint the springs orange and yellow to mimic that logo, and then the white is now going to be black, and then the blue stays consistent. And then I place the stickers and decals as close as I can to mimic where they were placed on the original Nitro Hawk body and what it was saying in the different locations of the decals. So it's kind of neat. It's different than anything I've seen online. And like I said, it kind of harkens back to the Nitro Hawk. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, got my springs off. Use the 2mm hex. Here's the shocks here. Back is just ever so slightly longer, like 1/8 of an inch longer or less. And they got that on there as well. I'm gonna paint the springs now. Here's the paint we're gonna use. These are Nitro Hawk colors, and looks like it's bare, and it's the kind that you can use for plastic too, and it's a paint and primer combo. First, I'm going to just lightly scuff up the paint with a 120 grit sand pad, and then we'll come in and use some isopropyl alcohol to wipe it clean and then spray away. So literally just kind of light scuffs. It doesn't take much to take the paint off. Get inside. Here they are scuffed up. And I decided to take the sway bars off and get those painted in the same color. So the rear springs are orange, and it goes with the orange sway bar, another suspension part. And the yellow front springs match the yellow sway bar in the front. Okay, here it is with the suspension parts put on. Got the orange pieces in the back, the sway bar, and the suspension, shocks, and the front, of course, front sway bar, front shocks, springs. And there it is with the red body. All right, the new body just came in, bought it off eBay, and it's the black with the blue mud. This blue, it's kind of hard to pick it up, but it's metallic, and it's like the same shade as the Nitro Hawk was that I had back in the early 90s. And so I'm really pumped about that. And again, this is the Rustler body. And so you can see that the Rustler is slightly wider, and it's the same, basically the same length, and it's definitely a little taller. And so I could go ahead and maybe trim the bottom a little bit if I need to, but it might be okay. It looks like I'll have to cut out for the side pipe, and then cut the back out. As far as the holes go, you can see the 2 holes are there. I'll just punch new holes here, and then the holes are outbound on the Rustler and more inbound on the JATO, and I can just put new holes here. Came with these sticker packs here, the sticker set. Also came with these extra stickers that the painter provided. So I don't know that I'll use any of those, maybe some of the American flag ones, but yeah. So, and then also I got in these Traxxas anodized blue wheel nuts. They're serrated and they're a lock nut, and they're a flange nut. And so then that'll go on there. Okay, so I measured across right here, and center to center is 2 3/4 inches. So I transferred that onto the body, and I put a piece of tape on here because I already peeled off the clear, and just kind of eyeballed it and checked it, put my finger up here, you know, and peeked under and just kind of made sure it looked right. And then I was thinking, well, I have the original body right here. I can just invert it and then place it over, and then you can kind of see the dots line up. It's kind of darker over there, but you can verify that way, and then that should get you going. And then also I did a cutout here for the side pipe, which will probably have to be adjusted once I get it fully onto the truck. And then to cut out this hole for the engine, I'm just going to do the same process. Invert the body, trace it onto the paper, make a stencil, transfer the stencil onto the body, and cut away. And then I'm just putting some tape on the back, just looped some masking tape, and we'll just stick it on there where it goes. And I also verified that I lined up the hood pin holes and the back holes, and confirm that the bar is in the same place. I figured I would show you how I'm doing these wheels, because there's a lot of people on different forums and videos that don't know how to do this, and they're wondering how to take this wheel off that comes with it. You know, it's a circle in there, it takes a bearing, there's a sealed bearing, and then there's a sealed bearing there. They're both the same size, and there's the little spacer there and the 4mm nut. Okay, so I wanted to run a different tire, and I wanted a black wheel, so I killed 2 birds with 1 stone and got these Proline Street Fighter LPs. Just says Street Fighter here, but the LP is the low profile version. Well, these wheels, they don't accept any bearing there. It's just a flat surface there, pretty much. And then on this side, you've got a hex. And so the hex works great for the back, it goes right on. But the front, you have to buy this conversion. This is the Hot Racing part number, and I got this off of eBay, and it was Horizon Hobby. Again, it's like 17-20 bucks, something like that. So I had to put the flat washer on this side, and then I'm using my nylock nut, and so the flat washer will spin. It won't attempt to tighten this on, and then this will hold via the locking mechanism and Loctite, and then it works. It's kind of a pain to get anything different other than those wheels on the JATO. You can see kind of that I have a flat washer in there, and then I Loctited the lock nut, and so I'm double locked, if you will, with a little bit of play in the wheel. Now, some people in comment sections are worried about that, but back in the day in 92, 93, the Nitro Hawk, it had bushings, it didn't even have bearings, and you would have to do this same thing. You tighten the nut down up to the bushing and then back it off a little bit so there's a little bit of wiggle, and then that's how you ran wheels in the 90s on these gas trucks. So this is no different than that. And then on the inside, you can see the silver Hot Racing set there. No shim or no spacer in there at all. And that seems to work pretty good. And then the last piece that I had to kind of custom make was the wing, because nobody made one that was just a flat piece of Lexan like what the JATO comes with. I got this for 10 bucks off of Amazon. 0.03 inches by 12 inches by 24 clear polycarbonate plastic sheet. And then I measured the JATO and cut it out, and then rounded the corners, painted it, stickered it, put some black hardware on it, and then that was the last piece that I needed. Thank you for watching the channel. So if you haven't yet, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let's take a look at the finished product. And until next time, be excellent to each other and RC on.
Yeah, there's something fast flying down the road. Now who you gonna watch? Bash Brothers! RC! Sunday. Bash Brothers RC!